At the NATO summit in Brussels, Donald Trump expressed hope that his relationship with Vladimir Putin could move from rivalry to friendship.
Well, I think we get along well, but ultimately he's a competitor. He's representing Russia. I'm representing the United States. So, in a sense, we're competitors. Not a question of friend or enemy. He's not my enemy. And hopefully someday maybe he'll be a friend.
The two are set to meet on July the 16th in Helsinki, the first bilateral summit for the US and Russian leaders. But while Trump has sounded cautiously optimistic about the prospects for the meeting, Putin highlighted the country's strained ties during a recent visit by US National Security Advisor John Bolton.
В начале беседы, к сожалению, вынужден констатировать, что российско-американские отношения находятся не в самой лучшей форме. И я уже об этом неоднократно публично говорил, хотел бы повторить на встрече с вами. Считаю, что это в значительной степени результат острой внутриполитической борьбы в самих Соединенных Штатах.
US-Russian relations took another hit in April when the Trump administration imposed congressionally mandated sanctions on Russian officials and oligarchs close to Putin. Those sanctions were aimed at punishing Russia for its actions in Ukraine, its support of the Syrian regime, and evidence it meddled in the 2016 US presidential election. Putin has dismissed the accusations of election interference.
Совсем недавно одно из очень известных и популярных изданий в Германии написало, что президент Трамп толкает Европу в руки Путина. Вот если совместить это с более ранней шуткой о том, что Россия повлияла на выборы в Соединенных Штатах, то тогда все это вместе звучит достаточно смешно. Значит, мы повлияли якобы на выборы президентов США, а он нам за это подарил Европу. Полный бред. Иначе как шуткой это назвать невозможно.
In spite of the sanctions, Trump has often expressed interest in working with Moscow on areas of mutual interest, like the fight against terrorism. Last month, he upset international allies by stating that Russia should be able to rejoin the G7, making it the G8 again. Russia was suspended from the grouping of the world's strongest economic powers over its intervention in Ukraine and annexation of Crimea in 2014.
And I think it would be an asset to have Russia back in. I think it would be good for the world. I think it would be good for Russia. I think it would be good for the United States. I think it would be good for all of the countries of the current G7.
Meanwhile, US Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation is looking for any evidence of collusion between Trump's presidential campaign and Russians seeking to influence the election. Trump has dismissed the probe as a politically driven witch hunt and insists he's not been soft on Russia.
I have been Russia's worst nightmare.
Last year, Putin dismissed Western sanctions as part of a broader agenda aimed at trying to contain Russia.
Не было бы Крыма, не было бы других проблем. Придумали бы что-нибудь еще для сдерживания России. Так всегда это и подавалась политика сдерживания России.
When Trump and Putin meet again, a wide range of other subjects could be on the table, including the war in Syria, the nuclear programs of North Korea and Iran, and Russia's support for separatists in Ukraine. But speculation about the relationship between the two presidents may end up getting just as much attention as the summit's agenda.